brew, get comfy. It's a bit of an exciting one, kind of, but we'll see what happens. So today's video is about the most exciting place in the whole wide world. Well, disclaimer, the most exciting and best place in the whole wide world for me and my family. We're going to be talking about Orlando, Florida. Right, a little bit of background. Me, my husband Rob, and my two children, Elliot is 2 and Jackson is 5. So Jackson, who is 5, has been 3 times. The last time we went, he was 2 and I was pregnant with Elliot. I was around 18 weeks, I think, pregnant. So that's the last time we actually went because we started with this. We actually booked to go. 2020, we booked in the February, we booked with TUI, and that was for the April. I think we departed on the 21st of April and we got a really good deal. That was obviously cancelled due to Corona, and then we rebooked again for this April. And guys, I can't believe I'm going. I get so excited when I talk about it, I can't help it. But I'm not silly. We know what's going on, don't we? We know it probably won't happen, but I'm going to believe it's happening. We are due to depart on the 19th of April this year. That's my birthday. So I'm going to believe that we're going. Got to. Just until the day before. When they cancel, I'll take it on the chin. But I just want to get excited because there's nothing better, is there, than the night before you're going on holiday. Just thinking about it gets me so excited. Getting to the airport, getting your breakfast, just all those little things that we miss about holidays. I love it, everything about it. Sometimes we stay over the night before. It's just the best. The original holiday that we booked for last year in February was £500 per person. Elliot wasn't 2 yet, so he was obviously free. We tend to do last minute deals. We like to go as cheap as we can, really. I'm sure most people do. So we looked in the February, we actually booked it in the February through TUI online, £500 per person, so it was actually £1,500 for all of us because Elliot was free. It was for 2 weeks at the Rosin Inn, Point Orlando, International Drive. Yeah, we've stayed there before, we love it. We like International Drive because we sometimes just get transfers from the airport, which are obviously included, so then we don't have to worry about driving. I will not drive over there. I've driven once and it was not great for anyone on the roads at that particular time. Trust me, it's not a good thing. To veer off to that side, which, it's not great, is it? Near the ditch side. So Rob, who was following me behind me, was, panicking, and I was panicking. So yeah, we don't want that. We tend to get transfers from the airport. International Drive, ideal place to be, central to everything, all your restaurants, your shopping at either end. They do free shuttles to Universal, and you can actually walk to Universal. If you just get the high ride down, you can just walk up the bridge. I wouldn't advise it with really young children, but if you've got a buggy and you've got one that walks like we have, it'll be absolutely fine. The only place that if you do need to get that is quite far away is Disney. We did Uber last time and it didn't work out too bad. Sometimes we do rent a car. We actually get a car from International Drive. There's various hotels on International Drive that will rent cars out. So we actually got quite a good deal with a car because we wanted to go. I think we went to Bush, which is free shuttle anyway, but we drove there, St. Pete's or something like that, one of the beaches. So we actually rented a car from International Drive. If you're not into renting cars from the airport, you don't want to drive over there, that is it's a kind of central place to stay. So we got a really good deal there. Obviously Corona hit, it was cancelled. We were thinking, what should we do? Got really close friends, Adam and Michelle, they've got a little girl called Phoebe. We actually rebooked with them for this April, going on my birthday. We thought surely by next year, and here we are, guys, and it's not looking very good, is it? But anyway, we thought by this year, everything's going to be fine. So what we've done this year is we got our money back from TUI. They were absolutely brilliant. I love TUI. Has worked out a little bit dearer. We are going for 3 weeks this time. We have got a villa because we're going with our friends and their little girl as well, all being well. And there's actually 7 of us going. So we just thought, we'll get a villa. Obviously with all this stuff that's going on at the minute as well, we thought it'd be just a little bit more private for us, and you know, you've got the pool access whenever you like. The kids can do whatever they want in their, you know, in their own villa. We're not like restricted as much. You can do all the cleaning that you like to do. You know that it's only you guys that have been there, so we're kind of reducing the risk there as well. It's actually in Kissimmee, which we've never stayed before. I'm used to kind of stay in Claremont side. Obviously we're Kissimmee, but we're booked with Virgin. Our flights came to £1,300. That was for us three. Had to pay for Elliot now because he will be 2 when we go. Yeah, so £1,300 for 3 weeks. I didn't think that was bad at all. Booked the villa privately because it's someone that my husband knows through a friend. They own the villa. And I think that worked out at, it was £2,100 for the villa. We have paid a deposit, I think it was £300 deposit. That's where we are now, guys. We've not booked a car yet. Do use economy car rental mainly when we go, and we kind of just see, we can't really give advice on the price of cars because it changes so much. We kind of just see where it's sitting and we'll book, you know, when we think it's a good price. So obviously 3 weeks is going to be more than the 2 weeks. And obviously the last time we went, I think it was around £400 for 2 weeks, or maybe 300, I can't remember, but it was a lot cheaper. We've gone on a few years now, probably the price have gone up and we're going for longer, so you've got to take that into account. The only thing that I will say be careful with renting the car is the insurance, because as standard they don't do the fully comp. Most places, correct me if I'm wrong, but you just need to double check that you are fully comp when you're booking it. We've been with quite a few, Alamo, the economy car rental. Yeah, just do your research. Florida can be as cheap and as dear as you want it to be. So you can get a pretty cheap hotel and flights, and you can get pretty cheap villas. So it's what you want out of a holiday. Obviously we like to stay at the hotels because we like to be amongst it. We like to go out for tea most nights, and you've got a variety of restaurants down International Drive, and you can also travel elsewhere. The good thing about having a villa is you can actually make it really cheap for yourselves. So obviously we'll do shopping, we'll go to Publix, we'll go to all the supermarkets, get food in, they can have the breakfasts in, you can pack lunch, you can make it as cheap as you want basically. My kids are quite fussy eaters as well, so I know that they'll be getting good meals because obviously I'll be making what they like, and I like them to have breakfast. Quite handy to get quite hungry, so if you're waiting to go to a restaurant, that's not always ideal. That is the plus side of having the villa. And again, the pool, just whenever you like to use it, you know, that's a big benefit for us. Ticket wise, we are thinking of doing the Disney parks. We're going to get the Ultimate Disney. We tend to use Florida Tix, and the Disney and Universal combo, that's 9 park, is, I think it's coming in around £690 with them, which is very pricey. That's the Ultimate Florida combo, which is everything. So you get your SeaWorld in that, you get your Disney, you get Universals, you get Busch obviously, Aquatica, all the Disney water parks and Disney parks, and then you get your Universal Volcano Bay, both Universals. So that's 12 park. That is coming in at $815. It is pretty pricey. The kids as well, the kids prices aren't much off the adult prices, so that is another thing to consider. But you can really make it as cheap as you want. Like you can get SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and Aquatica, their little park pass. I thought so cheap. I think it was $99 last time we went. I can't remember just off the top of my head. Just find out. The tickets that we're probably going to go for is the 14-day unlimited Walt Disney World. They are coming in at $429 for the adults, $409 for the children. Now, we are unsure whether to add SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Aquatica, because we love those as well, into the price, which will be the $545 for the adults, $545 for the children, so it's not a lot of difference. Luckily, we won't have to pay for Elliot because he's 2, and until 3, you don't actually have to pay for the tickets. What me and Rob used to do when we used to go, like way back when we were probably like 19, 20, we would just get the 6 park flex ticket, which is your both Universals, I think your Volcano Bay now, SeaWorld, your Busch Gardens, your Aquatica, and that's all in on that. They were brilliant tickets, we loved them, and I think they used to be like £180 or something stupid like that. Now they are the $384 for the adults, $372 for the children, so they've gone up a lot like everything else has out there. They're a really good ticket to have. If you don't want to do the Disney parks, then they're ideal. So I will be vlogging next time we go. Please let it be April. If not, we will probably be booking for the October. I know a lot of people have rebooked for the October, and we will be probably doing a hotel package deal because them prices are just coming in. They are the one. I think I found one for May on TUI, and that was coming in like £500 for Endless Summer Resort 2 weeks. That would have been great. But obviously May is still up in the air. It's not far off April. If April doesn't go ahead, that certainly won't. We're thinking back end of the year, if not next April. We've also got a holiday centre parks booked in March, but who knows. What my advice would be to you is to have like a bookmark price in mind when booking, and kind of stick around that figure. Like I say, you can make it as cheap as you want. Last minute deals tend to be on the cheaper side. If you're one of those that has to plan or you have to go in summer holidays, obviously the price is going to reflect that. We don't. We take Jackson out of school. We've never holidayed in the holiday time. We're naughty. We do take him out of school, but we are not millionaires. We cannot afford the prices, and we like him to have nice holidays, and we like to have nice holidays, so sorry, school. So yeah, Disney is getting a little bit pricey, but for the kids, they've got, yeah, they know they'll love it. They know they'll remember it. Like, he still talks about Blizzard Beach on the little dinghies. He still talks about that to today. He's like, I want to go back there, I want to go on the dinghies, and I'm like, yeah, cost us a fortune. But we love it as well. It's kind of the only place we properly, I for one, like anywhere else I go, I'm not as excited as Florida. Like when I go to Florida, I just cannot contain my excitement. I'm like a child. I need to get there. It's ridiculous. I can't change. I'm too old, guys. That is where we're up to. We're not experts. We just love holidaying. We've been twice a year since I was a child. It's one of those we just love to go. So you can make it as cheap. There's loads of cheap places to eat on iDrive. There's eating in. There's loads of options. You can make it as dear or as pricey as you like. Obviously your hotel reflects that. Your travel, obviously parking with Disney and Universal, I think it's around $20 a day, so obviously that factors into it. Also a little hack, if you drive and park to Disney water parks, they do not charge you as of yet for parking. So you drive to the water park, you get on the bus, you go to whichever park you want to go, and then you obviously have to return to the water park to get your car. That's an option. So, you know, little tip there. I'm just thinking about the holiday. I'm so excited. Keep fingers crossed, and hopefully we will be going. So obviously we've travelled. We first took Jackson when he was 9 months as well. Just a little tip for mums out there to keep them entertained and things like that on the plane. But we took him first when he was 9 months, and what we did was take lots of activities, lots of baby activities. I timed his nap. I kept him up till I think we set off around 6 in the morning. We were up around 6. I think we stayed over at a hotel the night before, right by Manchester Airport. I kept him up, and then I timed his nap. So it was like we were on the plane. I think it was around 11:30, and I timed his nap for then. So we had 2-hour nap then. So that was that. Then I packed obviously his bottles for takeoff, and dummies, you know, for their ears, so that they're sucking on that, you know, so the ears pop regularly. And then I just took lots of munchy stuff, like those little crisps, little biscuits, just lots of munchy stuff to keep him like busy, so he's constantly crazy. And we took lots of toys, lots of little activity things. He used to like colouring, that you can get those little water colouring pads that you fill with water, so the mess-free colouring pads. Stickers are a good one. We got like one of those travel activity packs which you can buy. I think I was looking this time for Elliot, and I think they were around £12. I can't quite remember, but they've got like little toys. You select the toys that they're into, you select the books that they're into, what colouring things they'd like. And they do like a full activity pack to keep them busy. I packed loads of little cars because he loved those. I went to the pound shop and just got loads of little toys, just things to keep him occupied that I thought he'd like. But the main thing was the food and the drink, and just keeping him like occupied. We were up and down the stairs quite a lot with him, just keeping him. He wanted to go, you know, mooch around. He was really good, and he surprised us. This time obviously Elliot's a lot older than he would have been. When he was originally going, he would have only been 1. So he's come on loads. He enjoys like watching things now. He quite happily play on his own. So not an issue this time. But yeah, to mums that be with kids, and then on the way home I did just try and get them off as quick as you can, like whatever it takes, just try and get them to sleep so that they avoid the jet lag as much as possible, so they can hopefully sleep the majority of the way home and get kind of back into their own sleep pattern. Doesn't work always, you know, they will be awake, they're not very comfy, and you're not very comfy. It's the difference between having a grump and not having a grump, isn't it? You can kind of write off that whole week when you're back because they'll just be so grumpy. And I think Jax, it worked out this time that he'd be back at school like 2 days later, or even a day later, I can't remember. But yeah, you just write off that week. Something that we like to do is holiday, so we've never stopped just because we have the children. That's just a little thing about the children, and just keeping them busy, you know, looking out the window, looking at the lights, just keeping them busy. It's worth it. And then I think when we landed, Jackson had a nap in the car, and then we got to the hotel, we had tea, and then we kind of kept him up a little bit later, just so he slept. I think he slept quite well that first night. I think he went to sleep around 9:30, and I think he woke about 6. So you can't ask more than that. We were obviously knackered because we'd gone to bed. We woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, as you do. That's a little bit about travelling with children, but yeah. So hope you enjoy, guys, and hopefully we'll be able to go. If not, we will rebook and we will be going at some point in our lives.